Good evening, Nigerians. Good evening, fellow obedient. Welcome to another live section of um, review of Tuesday debate on Daddy Freeze Live, held 2 days ago on the 6th of December, to be precise. And it was held live on Daddy Freeze channel. I am still here today with our team leader, Mr. Tochukwu Ilo. Uh, he, though he's in a very dark environment today, but he will still be doing justice to what he knows best. Mr. Tilo, welcome to the program. Please, you can go on.
Thank you very much for living in Nigeria. I'm faced with a situation that has been perennial in the country, power outage, and all efforts to work around it are still above, and it's quite unfortunate. Again, this is part of what we are hoping, working hard to change through the incoming government of Peter Obi and the that I welcome you all Nigerians and obedience both at home and in diaspora to this orchestra. Tobina has already said we are going to issue the that 2 nights ago the topic agriculture was discussed. Talking about agriculture, the long awaited manifesto His Excellency Peter Obi as coming presidential election is out. And in it, we all have seen a lot of conditions that ignite hope in parts of Nigeria. And agriculture is one of them. Both crop farming, animal farming, husbandry, fishery, and all work that the vast uncultivated land in North is more than enough to feed Nigeria and provide sustainable export and associated foreign reserve. Hence, his description of such as new oil to the country. It is no longer in doubt that this move, when made, on the fortune of this great country. Now, indeed, questions came up and submissions were made as well as answers given what would as regards the improvement of agriculture. Now, your answer to this question found not only in the manifesto, but the numerous speeches that Peter Obi himself has made various times at various locations. That said, we are going to deal with the issue of security primarily so that we can reassure our farmers that their farmlands are safe and their lives are not affected. Hence the need for them to do what they know how best to do. Having said that, it is going to encourage them by ensuring that the Bank of Agriculture is jointly owned by the commercial banks in the country and such agriculture level farmers to promote things like nice agriculture, production of seedlings, and also other farming implements and is clear and well detailed and do not Any other aspirants, especially those at the front line, will try to say sweet things regarding agriculture sector and what they will do. But the question is, who do we trust to deliver on his promises? Is it this APC? Said a lot of sweet things, things that are alluring to the heart in 2014, and was only able to deliver the negative of all that they said. They cannot be trusted. Nigerians must not be beaten more than twice because we have already been beaten twice, 2014, 2019. Shouldn't be beaten again. But if you look at His Excellency Peter Obi, as the governor of Anambra State, everything that he said, he did them all. When he came in as the governor, he did say that Anambra integrated development strategy will provide growth via simultaneous development of all the sectors of Anambra State economy. And by the time he was leaving office, there was no sector of the economy that did not record great transformation positively. Peter Obi did all that include the agri. Where Anambra State farmers were encouraged because they were not only given farming implements, they were not only provided with demonstration farms that encourage knowledge acquisition and also practical demonstration of starting crop breeding, crop horticulture, farming, harvesting, and even provision of off-takers for what is produced in the farm. He went further to provide data infrastructure that made possible evacuation and sale on a timely basis of what the farmers needed. Among such was the construction of new and old roads from the city center to the interior farms in the local. Farmers had it easy, provided amenities that made life worth living in the rural areas where these farms were located. Cottage hospitals were established, health centers were built in every town in Anambra State. Those who had some before that were not performing well had it revolutionized. And so medical doctors and other professionals were well remunerated and sent to the where they performed required functions. Life was made easy. Are we talking about rural electrification? It will be extended electricity to the rural areas. Make sure that new power lines were drawn and transformers were shared as if we were sharing granite. Brand new transformers. Again, the high-born water for every community that had boys or girls secondary school or primary school, such community, such secondary school and primary school, so perform double functions, serving as institution of learning and also as means of water generation and supply. Because he ensured that boreholes were sunk in all these places. The inhabitants of all these communities at least could get clean water from these people that are located inside of it. Farmers had no worry about living an assured life. He went further to introduce health insurance in Anambra State, open to all, and that it was easy for people to access medical care of good standard with less stress. So farmers had it good under him, and productivity was high. Okay. So with the mega resources as was available to the state under his administration, he achieved all this. How much more when he becomes the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and has the capacity and the opportunity to oversee the great resources of this country, resources that have been laid down and have not been used effectively. Now he's going to bring them up, wake up the dead zones, re-energize the forgotten, and reposition the wrongly placed. With the variability that comes up, he has already said, remember, that he will cut governance expenses and redirect the money to more productive ventures. Agriculture is primarily one of them. Okay. And education is also important. So there is also agri-education, gentlemen, fellow compatriots. In our review, therefore, of the last debate, it is very clear that among the three major contestants for the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Peter Obi stands tall. Why this presentation, or rather, why this explanation is being made by my humble self, for your knowledge and understanding, I would want to have your comments and submissions as well. Remember, Peter keeps saying that he is ready to learn. A good leader is also a learner. He is open to fresh ideas, to criticisms, and to contributions. So if you have anything that you feel will help reposition this country in whatever guise it is, feel free to bring it forward. You can send it via our various social media handles, or even as we are having this program right now. Just send it across, and you'll be sure that we'll do justice to that. Okay. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Just Google Team Obi Dirty Life, and you will be there. Again, join us in this program. Make your comments, ask your questions. Just hit the comment section, and we'll be here to receive you and to attend to you. Oh, dear world. Okay. Obina, do we have more people that are coming online trying to make contributions, comments, suggestions, and questions? Do we have any of that?
Well, for now, we don't have anybody who has come up online. So, but I think we can go on. We can treat the topic. We can speak on it. We had Brume representing us um at Daddy Freeze Live.
Mhm.
We had Brume representing us there, and he spoke on agriculture. He spoke on agriculture, and he treated agriculture using first, according to our principal, that his concentration was on the fertile lands in the north, which will be utilized to bring wealth to Nigeria. And that was exactly what you started with when you started speaking. And then he had several other reviews on how agriculture will promote how bringing in agriculture and causing international bonding with the United Nations will promote agriculture and as well as promote food security, as well as the contribution of Nigerians to agriculture, making a trace back to the time before the independence, how our lands were being utilized, how we had farmlands and people were all farming, and before the Nigerians started to look for greener pastures in oil and began to forget that agriculture has been a starting point. That we were on agriculture before we started to see the other things coming. Then the national policy of agriculture in Nigeria was also a point that he concentrated on when he spoke. And he spoke in it in a wide area, and we're able to know that 70% of Nigeria earn their living from agriculture. An example is Anambra Rice Farm. So, and we're also able to know that our economy can be boosted if we allow change to take place in Nigeria, we cannot we if we allow change to take place, we can build or even better than Mexico, Indonesia, and Turkey. And we can we can use our ideas to join the machinery, the mechanized machine that will be given to us in Nigeria, because we also have a strength, and we have both strength in hands physically and strength on the brain. So our production will be able to go as far as possible, and as well as the impact of poor governance and the massive unemployment in Nigeria will be drastically reduced.
Yeah,
It will be drastically reduced because the coming of agriculture will provide jobs for Nigerians, both the graduates and the skilled workers.
that's right.
Nigerians, they will develop this habit of loving what we do as has been our foundation from time. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, Mr. Tilo.
That's right.
So, and that if our principal, Mr. Peter Gregory Obi, is allowed to take over our affairs, if he's allowed to take over our affairs as president of Nigeria in 2023, the face of agriculture will drastically change. Now, let me draw this quickly. If we watch the manifesto, we'll see that a lot has been said in the manifesto concerning how the implementation of agriculture will be used to cause development in Nigeria, the strategies at which our principal is going to put in place to make sure that the last of Nigerians will be able to at least afford 3 square meals a day. It won't be subsistence agriculture as it has been practiced in the earlier. We will be switching from subsistence into real commercial production and not fake production, like not ghost production and not ghost programs. By setting up, they will set up genuine programs and agencies that will be able to monitor the agricultural development programs. Nigerians will be recruited into agriculture. They will be brought into the field of farming in all areas. Remember, when we speak of agriculture, we are not just talking about food production alone. We also have animal production. We also have a processing of finished materials, that is, materials from a particular product that comes out
Mm.
when the major materials when it has, for example, in banga production, oil is being taken out of the banga, and it
Yeah,
serves as oil and goes into the society and performs several other purposes. Remember
we
that
are still.
the shaft that is removed from that palm kernel serves it serves as a it serves as a boost crop growth, as well as the palm kernel itself. Remember that the seed inside the palm kernel itself is used to produce several herbal
Everything.
creams.
Mm.
Yes,
Yeah,
like now we call kernel oil. So many, I know Nigerians out there know what this is used for. So
mm.
several things
I didn't
like
cook.
this. Yes, so several things like this, we have the opportunity to spring up as a result of the coming in of our principal, Mr. Peter Gregory Obi. Now,
Yeah,
when we boil it down to animal production, we would see that a lot of Nigerians has great talent in rearing different kind of animal, both livestock production and other kind of animals that will serve as food. It will serve as food and meat, and some will serve as they will be used for tourist attraction to bring in foreigners to attract foreigners to pay visit into the country. The you know People travel to places where they they want to see new things, or they want to
Mm-hmm.
see surplus of a particular thing which they see in a small scale. There will be beautification of our
Yeah.
gardens. There will be tourist gardens. It will be beautified, and these are all in forestry and agriculture. You understand? So it's a very wide area. It's going to give us money in a very big way. And I tell you, according to our principal, that 70% of our wealth in this country will come from agriculture. And this little
Yeah.
highlights I'm giving is just to tell you our fact, his statements are. 2 days ago, our principal was in the Imo State, and
Mm-hmm.
all he was telling the people right there at Kanu Core Stadium was that agriculture, agriculture, agriculture. Imo State will be given an opportunity to export akpu. They will be given an opportunity to export gari, that is cassava. They will be given opportunity to export their local products. They will be provided with all the necessities that they will go into the farm with and get this production done, and then this production will reach out to the max populace. Populace
Yeah.
in Nigeria will be 100% certified, and then we will have a means to export our product outside the country. He is going to remove all of those foreign barricades, those barricade policies, all the agencies that are not relevant, that causes people to stop exportation, that causes people to be fed up when they want to participate in the agricultural process. He is going to take away all of those agencies, and agencies that will not stress Nigerians, uncorrupt agencies, that when you have a genuine product, especially perishable products, we know how perishable products are. If you want to export a perishable product, you have to, from the moment you remove it from the farm, there are a number of days it would stay. You have to make sure you pack it, do all the necessities, and get it across border before the time that that product becomes weighed off, where it will no longer be used. But you see, because of the corruption that is already in the agricultural agencies, some of these things becomes impossible. Some persons who even still try as hard as possible to still participate in exportation with the little production that they do without the help of the government, these persons are being frustrated. They are asked to pay this tax, pay that tax, pay tax for this, pay tax for that. And after exporting one or two times, you see them, they will just relax and say they will not export again. Why is this
Yeah.
happening? All these things are happening because of the fact that we do not have a good leader in power. We do not have someone who wants to promote the agriculture as it has been said. Now we check the high price of commodities in Nigeria today. I believe that every Nigerian can testify to where we were in 2015 and where we are now in 2022 in terms of the price of goods and services, food items, everything that we consume. We see the price. And in 2015, a bag of rice was sold for 8,000 naira during the time of President Goodluck Jonathan. That was in the late time before the expiration of power. Now,
Yeah.
since the inception of our new administration, that is the new government in place, we all know them. These people will now buy a bag of rice for 50 something thousand. Check the value, do the evaluation. As a Nigerian, 8,000 naira minus 8,000 naira for 50,000. What's the difference? We'll see the difference as what? 42,000 naira. 42,000 naira. How many persons in Nigeria earns 42,000 naira? How many persons? If we want to do the
And
evaluation, you will discover that the number of people who earn the number of people who earns a good salary are one of those who are regarded as poor people when their salary is placed on a match with those living outside Nigerians. And I'm talking about just those who do labor works outside. I'm not talking about those who do corporate jobs. Now, why is it like this? It is this way because there is no support coming in from the right channel to promote the hard work that so many persons have played themselves into. Now, people come in with various programs, unnecessary programs, to say they are promoting agriculture. Some programs like pack program, we have the self pack program, where we have NASMIN, we have several programs that they came out of. All of these programs were brought in to get money from individuals, from Nigerians. I know a thousand of persons who were affected by this thing. So many persons were collected money, multi-purpose farming, this farming, that farming. Nigerians are interested in farming, but when it is genuine, they will put in themselves, they will put in their minds, and they will make this thing work. Not when some group of persons will just come in, gather money from people to get into their pocket selfishly, just to cater for their own families. And they do not care about the welfare of the entire populace. Now, our principal is also going to work on the part of price of food in the market. There will be zero tolerance for anyone who wants to destroy how people will feed in this country. At least there will be there will be 0% record for anybody who will be in hunger. Hunger will be eliminated in the administration of our principal. And this is where investing in agriculture will have great impact, and it will send great message to the minds of Nigerians. So it is interesting. It is interesting to know this, that the drive for a new Nigeria is not just on improving on industrialization alone, it is also improving on agricultural industries, which will even help other industries to do better. Because agriculture is something that we already have the fertile lands. So all that is needed right now is mechanization and support, and then manpower will naturally fall into place. It doesn't need more stress. It will just come in, it will flow. Nigerians will begin to participate. They want to make things happen. They want their country to be better. So we are joining voices, as our principal has already told us. We are joining voices with him, and we are definite, we are certain 150% that if our principal is allowed by Nigerians, why I'm saying it this way is, I know our principal is definitely going to emerge the winner. But those Nigerians out there who are still allowing themselves to be an instrument of bribery, you have to know this before it becomes too late, that Nigeria, the change that Nigeria needs today is you and I. If we do not allow the change to happen, I am certain that in another 4 years, so many of us will not be living on this earth. Some persons will have starved to death. Some persons will hang themselves out of frustration, out of the price of commodities and everything entirely. Let us remember as Nigerians that the price of food has great effect on all other areas in the economy.
Yes.
If the price of food drops today, you will discover that other areas of the economy it will start balancing itself gradually, include the crude area, talking about the NPK, the petrol, diesel, whatever that you see on the high side today. If there are more persons, more interest in agriculture today, everything will begin to fall into place. Where some of the allies from um, Brume and our entire team, while we presented, though we had some misbehavior coming in from the opposition, as usual, we already know that they will begin to misbehave. And then Youth will be given the opportunity. Youths will be given the opportunity to become entrepreneurs. You will be given the opportunity to become entrepreneurs. To become an entrepreneur is not just saying you are an entrepreneur for math. No. The government is ready to support you. The government gives you, for example, they give you a parcel of land, and then you are and you are given all that is required to farm on it. Then all you need to do as an individual at that time is to ensure that you deliver. Take yourself as the CEO of that particular place and deliver. You sell the product to the government, so you don't worry about where am I going to sell this product to. Government export your product. They export it on your behalf outside the country, and the returns comes back to you. So you see, there's going to be very great improvement when all of these opportunities are allowed to play in this country. So
That,
employment is going to be so sufficient. Employment is going to be sufficient. Entrepreneurship is going to be encouraged. Agricultural entrepreneurs, those who practice farming individually, some have a small scale farming, some have a medium scale, but we still presently, I cannot say we have seen any real commercial production, especially major products that people go after a lot. The production of rice, beans, gari, and cassava. You know what I'm talking about. So all of these areas will be invested upon by our principal as we go on. As we go on, we will not regret that we have chosen our Nigeria that will be better for us. So let us support Nigeria. Let us support agriculture. Let us support the drive of our principal, Mr. Peter Gregory Obi, and his running mate, that is Senator Baba Ahmed Yusuf Dati. You heard it clear. The entire North are interested in agriculture because they know where the wealth is coming from. I was shocked 3 days ago when somebody told me that a man who has a farm, he has a farm in one of the villages in Edo State here at Abudu area. He has some hectares of land where he does farming. He produces cassava, turns it into gari, and sells. Three houses. Look at it. Three houses. Three houses like this have been built by this man in 4 years. It's not ritual. This is not ritual. This is reality. He took his farming serious. He took the production serious. He engaged people, and the little profit that is coming for him, he makes good use of it and was able to stand structures. Now, if you are in agriculture now and you still feel that you are not going to be able to join to make Nigeria better, have a change of mind. Have a rethink now that you still have the opportunity. Because the opportunity is given to us. And that is the essence at which this debate was put up, to see the level of performance by the different principals of three political parties which we had online. I won't mention their name because it's not necessary for me. What is necessary for me is my own principle and the party that we represent, Labour Party, Papa, Mama, and Peking. If you take a drastic decision today, you will see our economy driving fast. You will see that the vast land, those land you see around that are being felled, some of them are converted from farmland to become living houses. People turn them into estate management, one thing or the other. Before they condemn and destroy all of this land for us, where we will no longer have food to feed ourselves and our families, let us be wise. Let us be wise. Let us think of how we will become a great nation, greater than Mexico and Indonesia, who are already making waves in the agricultural industry. Brazil, let us think how we will be more than all these people. And our principal has a master plan already. So let's give him the opportunity. Mr. Attilo.
Okay,
Mr.
Obina, thank you very much. I've done great justice to this and explained um, the entire thing in details. Thank you so very much. I have no doubt in my mind that Nigerians now understand that there is great need to reclaim what we are known for as a nation, and that's the people. In the 60s, Nigeria was the number one producer of palm fruits and palm oil worldwide. It wasn't up to a decade after, and then Malaysia came on board. Do not forget that Malaysia took our seed, went and worked on it, and now they have improved. What was our problem? Poor policy making by our government. Okay. Here comes a man who says we have what it takes and we must reactivate our potential and bring them to the fore. This is a man that we must work with. And we are talking of Peter Obi. You see, the fact is that the high level of crime that we have in our country today is a direct consequence of abject land. And poverty in the land, in the midst of plenty, is a direct consequence of poor governance, poor leadership, poor policy making. Oh, yes. So, the principle of cause and action, or cause and effect, explains this in a very simple term. Poverty and crime in our country is an effect of bad governance, uninformed leadership, corrupt individuals in power, and incompetent people in offices of great importance. This has got to change. Our young ones, our children, the coming leaders of tomorrow must not be allowed to suffer the consequences of the corruption and ill behavior of our fathers in the past. Rise up, old compatriots, reclaim this nation and rebuild it to one which you and I will be proud of. Agriculture, under Peter Obi as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is going to be the new oil revenue. About 70% plus of our national income coming from agriculture is a reliable guarantee that the future is here. Gentlemen, remember to send us your comments, remember to send us your questions, and be sure that we'll do justice to that. While Obina was talking, he mentioned 70%, and some people will be wondering how possible is that? Because those who were born in the 1990s upwards would not really understand what agriculture means in terms of how it contributes to our national income and to what percentage. And the reason is that they were born into the era of crude oil and the crude oil byproducts. So these ones, as young as they are, will think that the only source of revenue for our country, Nigeria, is by, through petroleum. But that's not true. So we have a great work to do. One is to teach them and let them see the life that from what it ought to be. There are colleges of agriculture all over Nigeria. You remember in those days, Michael Okpara College of Education in Imo State. Okay, what happened?
Where are they? Even when they were there contributing to our national economy. Yes, they were in a very great measure. So we need to bring them back. And P2B is out to do that. In Anambra State, he revamped the Anambra State College of Education on Mbapo and gave it a new face. No wonder the agricultural sector in Anambra State had a new boost, a renewed energy, renewed supply of human capital and technical know-how in the agricultural sector. You see, we cannot overemphasize the good position of His Excellency P2B when it comes to agriculture and agricultural empowerment. We cannot overemphasize that because there are so many things to be spoken. There are so many things to be referred to. But what we do at the moment is to move with the tide. He has said, we go up north. The fertile, uncultivated, vast land has to be put into use. It is you and I that will do that. Now, this is not all only about cultivation of land. There is much to do about, animal husbandry, fish farming, poultry, and all that. Whatever happens to our ranching, instead of having herdsmen and herds everywhere, littering the environment, destroying crops, and even coming out unhealthy, we can put them in ranches, well-planned, organized ranches, so that we will not only reduce the conflict that we experience these days, we'll also have good products, healthy health that will not be detrimental to the health of humans when consumed. We are talking about organic rearing, where they have organic food in ranches. It can also double as venues for tourism and other forms of revenue generation when tourists visit. And you have them in various locations geographically in the country. So there are multiple of benefits coming from the ideology of P2B in Labour Party. This is why it is important that compatriots will arise to the call of Nigeria, obey. Take your arms, let the works of our heroes, their labors not be in vain. One presidential aspirant in the current tussle said that those who call themselves labor will labor to death. But our national anthem patriotically says that the labors of our heroes past shall not be in vain. My own labor shall not be in vain, and your own labor shall not be in vain. We will not labor to death. We must get results because we are going to work smart and hard, and we will achieve results. Our heroes in the past worked smart, they achieved great results. We too will work smart and hard, and we are going to achieve much more. We will be counted amongst the nations of the world. We will reclaim our position as the unbeatable giants of Africa. Yes, we will shake the world. There are a number of agricultural products that Nigeria is either number one or number two, or at worst, number three in production worldwide. But we are being threatened at the moment. Therefore, as is said in management, it's not getting to the top that is the problem. But the challenge is remaining at the top. We can easily become number one, but if we do not continue to innovate, then we will be at the mercy of others because sooner than we know it, we will lose that number one position. So we need to do everything possible to maintain that position. We must remain at the top. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank my colleague and thank you all also for being part of this program. It's important that you refuse to be confused. You also refuse to be swayed by their frivolities, their promises that hold no water. We must remain consistent in our resolution and in our actions to rebuild this country. It is Labour Party. When you vote Labour Party, you would have voted for Peter Obi. And on that day, and on the ballot paper, what you will see will be the logo of various political parties. Do well, please, to identify the logo of Labour Party, which is Papa, Mama, and Pikin, all titled as one. And this is the only political party that has a logo of three individuals within a circle. Make sure you don't miss it. And then please be properly informed and educate others to cast your vote correctly, so we don't have invalid votes. As you thumbprint within the box such that your hand will not touch any side of the box. That is how you make a valid vote. Learn this and educate others. You must be part of this vanguard. Go you into the whole corner of this country and preach this good news that our compatriots will arise, for the kingdom of God is at hand here. If you are a Christian, if you are a Muslim, if you belong to whatever religion it is that you belong, know that we share one thing in common, and that is the prosperity of this nation or the woes of this nation. Poverty is not selective. Hunger is not selective. If we do not do the right thing, we will all bear the consequences. We made mistake in 2015. We are living with it. We had the opportunity to right our wrong in 2019, and we failed to. We are still living with that. 2023 is around the corner. We'll have a great opportunity once again to right our wrong. What are we going to do with it? God forbid that we will be beaten thrice. God forbid. APC, PDP, that's not the way to go. Labour Party, P2B, Yusuf Dati, that is the way to go. Join us, refuse to be bought over for the price at which they will buy you cannot last you more than 24 hours. And after that, the 4 years that follow will become 4 years of misery, as we already have. It's under this administration that we have witnessed massive suicide incidents in all the states of this country. It has never happened before. Should we allow this to happen a second time? Your answer and mine are probably the same. We will not allow it. And the only way to ensure that it doesn't happen again is to vote the right presidential candidate, Peter Gregory Onwabuasi Obi, the former executive governor of Anambra State, the transformative governor, the all-in-one package in governance. He is the man we are following. Thank you once again for joining us. Remember, On Saturday, we'll be here live on our guest appearance. It's going to be very interesting. Last week, we could not get the Labour Party chairman in Anambra State talking about Orumba South precisely. But this week, we are going to have the Labour Party chairman in that local government with us. And he's well prepared to educate the electorate on the way to go. Please join us at 9 p.m. on Saturday, Nigerian time, and you'll be glad you did. Invite your friends, invite your neighbors. Everybody should listen and get better informed and be positioned for the great election that is coming, which will redefine our future. I thank you and I ask you to keep a date with us on Saturday. Until then, my name is Tochukwu Ilo, presenting for Team Peter Obi Live and for all obedience at home and in the diaspora. Thank you so much and have a good night. Obina, do you have closing comments for our viewers? You can give us that in 1 minute. Closing comments. Okay, in the absence of that, I will be telling everybody, do not grow weary. The victory is by the corner. We don't give up and we don't stop until it is over. Thank you and have a good night. See you again. Bye.